Hi, quick vlog for today. I sort of find myself running out of things to say on the internet. I suppose my time making vlogs, I probably created and uploaded 400-ish videos. I don't have a copy of them all. I'm sure some people do, and I'm rather flattered if you do, to be perfectly frank with you. But I sort of think that the mainstay of the theme that's generally contained within the majority of my videos, and I think frankly it can't be denied, is the idea that individuals should attempt to adopt in one way or another a sort of objective perspective as far as possible with regards to various stimuli in one's life. In other words, the sort of experience, knowledge, event, action, interaction, history, a sort of conundrum with regards to present, and an extrapolation with a hope in one way or another to map, mediate and traverse future event, is probably at the core or kernel of my video output, I think. Can't be denied, frankly. I do think, though, to be perfectly honest with you, that many of the issues that I suppose we as individuals face, sort of in one way or another, resemble in many ways a sort of microcosm with regards to concern, reaction, and event. And I think actually we could probably learn a lot more from our own personal reaction to stimuli than we might actually ever dare dream, to be perfectly honest with you. Most ordinary people, I believe, in my humble opinion of course, react to various event, story, theme, narrative, etc. from a subjective point of view. Whether they are knowingly or not, whether it's conscious or subconscious, react. Not due to some sort of extraordinary, intellectually superior ability, but rather it's nothing more than a reflex action in most case scenarios, I believe. And I think genuinely that most people's opinions with regards to most events, whether it be in private life or on a larger scale, international relations, to the globalized, to the universal, in fact. And I'm veering towards a sort of scientific broaching on the sort of astrophysics of space-time and the universe, rather than relating to anything higher with regards to theology or various forms of mythology, fantasy. There. Well, frankly, it's a reflex action more often than not. Mainly, I think, because of the uncertainty that we as very insignificant entities find ourselves occupying. The space of insignificance, of irrelevance, quite frankly. It always kind of amuses me in one way or another, generally, when we see people who, in one way or another, think that they sort of have some sort of important position, message, duty, function in life. It's intriguing to me, to be perfectly frank with you. I'm often surprised by the sort of worldview, emotional stance, adoption of various ideological bent. This sort of catalyzes individuals of that type, really. The world's a very complex place, and I believe fundamentally that discourse and communicative interaction, whilst may not yield satisfactory result for some, mainly due to the fact that negotiation is a very dirty or bad word in some people's lexicon of social operation. But communicative discourse is probably the only way in which humanity will be able in one way or another to address function, or to continue to function, and perhaps evolve more. Can't be denied. And it often alarms me, quite frankly, how often knee-jerk reactions are sort of placed in the... I mean, don't get me wrong here, I'm not attempting to resemble some paragon of higher intellectual operation where objectivity has become the mainstay of my intellectual approach, to the point that I resemble some sort of Vulcan, Spock-like character. But I do think that some people often interact in ways which are extraordinarily irresponsible, and place themselves in precarious situations, not due to the fact that they are in an dangerous environment, or that the general parameter of social, for example, or culture or operation within the locale they happen to be in is one which could be described as being extraordinarily suppressive for the ordinary member of a culture or society. But rather that some people just act like fucking idiots, to be perfectly frank with you, and more often than not reap the rewards of their behaviour. And that's life. That's a lesson most of us in our formative years are taught by our parents, our loved ones, our family members, our friends. It's very rare for an individual to engage in the process of maturation and manage to avoid so startlingly corrective elements with regards to their own inadequacy. So, the mainstay of this video would be communication. Gosh, it's so rewarding and actually refreshing when one views the veritable melee of miscommunication and cack-handed interaction that one often observes. It's always good to sit back, relax, attempt to enjoy the panorama that is before our very eyes, assuming that we have the sense to realise our situation and position and sit squarely in our own arse and understand that sometimes to be quiet, to watch, to listen and to learn is often the best form of survival strategy than others available. I send my kind, warm and sincere regards to you and yours. Ta-ta.